All right, here's your quick review of central idea and theme to help guide you in your practice. So, central idea is what we used to call the main idea. This is a one sentence summary of the text. It's what the text is mostly about. Not all the little details, but the main idea, the big idea. It's also not the message or the lesson of the story. So, if we take the old story about the tortoise and the hare, where the hare and the tortoise get in a race, and the hare constantly says, I'm going to win, and gets overly confident, decides to take a nap, and the tortoise ends up winning. If I say, what's that story about in one sentence, you might say, a tortoise and a hare get in a race. That's the central idea of that story. Contrary to that is the theme. The theme is the message or the lesson that the author's trying to teach you. It's the big takeaway. What are you supposed to learn from this? It is not a summary of the text, and it might be similar to the author's purpose, depending on what that purpose is, but it doesn't have to be. It's usually developed in a couple of ways, either a bunch of little details that keep building up, or an author will repeat or emphasize information to help develop it. So again, back in our story of the tortoise and the hare, when the hare keeps saying, there's no way you can beat me, I'm too fast, there's no way you can beat me, I'm too fast, it's foreshadowing that he is going to lose, and it's showing that he's getting overly confident. So the theme of that story might be, don't get too proud, or don't be too proud, don't be too confident, don't let your pride get the best of you. Those are all possible messages and lessons that you're supposed to learn. So again, central idea is a tortoise and a hare get in a race. The theme is don't be too proud. So let's practice this real quick with this short story, The Bat and the Weasels by Aesop. A bat fell to the ground and was caught by a weasel. He was just going to be killed and eaten when he begged to be let go. The weasel said he couldn't do that because he was an enemy of all birds on principle. Oh, but, said the bat, I am not a bird at all. I'm a mouse. So you are, said the weasel. Now I come to look at you. And he let him go. Sometime after this, the bat was caught in just the same way by another weasel, and as before begged for his life. No, said the weasel, I never let a mouse go by any chance. But I'm not a mouse, said the bat. I'm a bird. Why, so you are, said the weasel, and he too let the bat go. Look and see which way the wind blows before you commit yourself. So, it says, what detail is important in the development of the theme in the bat and the weasel? So, first you have to understand what happens when the weasel first catches the bat. He says, I have to eat all birds. That's what I do. And the bat says, no. I'm not a bird. I'm a mouse. I'm a rodent. You are mistaken. So he lets him go. And then later the weasel catches him again and says, I have to kill you because you're a mouse. And he says, no, I'm not a mouse, I'm a bird. So he changes who he is in order to save his own life, or he changes who he wants to portray that he is. So you could say, what detail is important with that? The bat changes his identity based on his needs. One weasel says he's an enemy of the birds. The bat begs each weasel to let him go, or two different weasels capture the bat. So again, it's the theme is kind of at the bottom of this one. It says, look and see which way the wind blows before you commit yourself. And it's basically saying, feel out your surroundings before you decide what you want to do. So I would say for this, A is the correct answer, because the theme is to see what you need to do in order to best suit yourself. So the bat changes his identity based on his needs.